Hello everyone. Turn the music down a little bit. So we are in the PMDG 737 BBJ version, which is the business jet. I thought I'd do a little intro with no commentary from me, as I think the sheer amazing job the guys at PMDG have done with the texturing and the look of the aircraft is, it doesn't need any words in my view. It is just stunning. I think the guys have done an amazing job. So this is my first payware aircraft. I've always flown the fly-by-wire A320, so I brought this on release and I've been trying to practice with it on and off over the last week or so, since the release, in sort of spare time when I can. I think I've got enough of a handle of it now where I can just about get through a flight with ILS approach, but I do a manual. I do a manual landing. So yeah, I thought it was quite appropriate just to not say any words during that little intro and just sort of take you guys around the aircraft, and have some awesome beats in the background. Many thanks to Stream Beats. There's some really cool copyright-free music. So yeah, it's absolute stunning aircraft. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time in it so far. It is just a dream to learn how to fly this masterpiece. I'm overwhelmed. Don't get me wrong, I don't have nowhere near the experience in flight sim that some of the people in the community have. I still class myself as a bit of a noob, if I'm honest with you, a bit of a rookie, because I do learn to fly still. I'm learning quite a lot still, which is sort of seen in more, I'll go into a bit more detail in my last video, but this is just absolutely amazing. I've gone for the house livery just to try and showcase its amazing texturing and its amazing surfacing. I think the sort of wave stripes down the side, those accents really complement the surfacing of the outer skin. So yeah, I think the guys have done an absolute awesome job. So we are in Hamburg, and we're going to go to Bergen, Norway. Let me bring up the flight plan for you to have a look at. So here's the flight plan. Let's go down to where we are now. So we're in Hamburg. I need to download the flight in Navigraph, so I haven't had a detailed view of the departure yet, but we'll do that during the video. Obviously departing north. I think it's probably with taxi and landing probably just under a 2-hour flight, something like that. Time is in here, I think. Yeah, so flight time is 1 hour 24, and it's going to take me quite a while to try and set the aircraft up because I want to try and make sure I can do this properly, or to the best of my ability that I can. And then we're going to go into Bergen. We're going to go fly past the airport slightly, do a left turn, and we'll come to the south. But I will have a look a little bit better at the charts just to see what the arrival and the approach is. So that is today's flight. Let me get straight in, and we'll look to get some of the ground services going, which I can show you, as I have just about worked out how to sequence it. So because I've set the preference to start completely cold and dark, as you can see, the FMC is completely off. I can't click any of these. It's all switched off. No, absolutely nothing's working. So to get it to work, excuse me, we need to look up here. Let's go to that view. That might be a bit better. and we need to flick the battery on. Let's try and turn the music down a little bit more, and perhaps turn the aircraft sounds up, because the sounds in this are just absolutely brilliant. There we go. So, batteries on. So now what we can do is we can, before we select ground power, which is here, as you can see, it's not illuminated. That means because there is no ground power available at the moment, so we need to enable it. And the way we do that is within the FMC. So if we go to FS Actions, Ground Services, and here we can select between what type of ground power we want. So we can either have a little cart pull up next to us, GPU cart, or we can plug into the power pit. I'm not sure if the power pit is here, or as soon as I press that it creates one. I don't see a power pit, and one would assume here it needs a cart, so that's what I'm going to select. So if we go to GPU cart and then go to request, then come back outside, cart's already appeared. Oops, a daisy, as if by magic. No animation at the moment for the cart pulling up, but nevertheless the cart's there. Great job. Also got a little bit of windage going into the turbines there, into the blades, which are causing those to rotate at the moment. Right, so let's get back into the cockpit. So now when we look on the overhead panel, we should see, there you go, ground power now is available. So let's flick that on. And the aircraft should start coming alive now. Which it is. So the next job that we need to do is let's get the nav system aligned. So we go to upper panel. And here we go. So we just switch this to nav. Nav. And switch that to, oops, no, not that. We need to switch that to heading. I can't quite remember what the time I put in there was, or maybe it's instant, because I understand the sort of time is displayed here on how long it takes for the RS to align. So here it's obviously 0, so I must have it set to instant, but in real life I think it's, I don't know, but what was it, 6 minutes, 7 minutes to align it, something along those lines. So what is a huge benefit to this aircraft, or this particular build with PMDG, you can use the FMCs independently, which is just absolutely brilliant. Here we go, it's asking us for our positioning, so we will set that in just a moment, so I'll clear that. Let's get the ground power, so that's on. Then we can select an air conditioning unit if we want. We've got the wheel chocks there set. Wheel chocks are out here. See, they're set either side of the nose wheel, and the main wheels underneath the wings of the aircraft. So then we go to next page. So we've got page 1 of 4 here. Let's go to the next page. We'll go to request lavatory, just to make sure we can flush out any of those unwanted liquids and solids from the aircraft from the previous flight. Maintenance fan, we can select if we need to. Fuel truck, we're going to need to select, but can you see here it says we're also in pounds as well. I want to be in kilograms, so let's change that now. So I think that's in, go to the other side, PMDG setup, aircraft. I'm just going to need a moment just to remind myself where that is. I'm sure it's here. Next page. Next page. We want to do all that. Yeah, we want to do V1 call out. Yes, I'm okay with that. this is just basically setting what do we want the aircraft to call out when we're coming into approach. ETOPS are on. Transition over. Auxiliary fuel system, that's quite good. So the BBJ version has the option to have an additional fuel tank. You can just change that and it does it on the go. It's about setting it up. We'll put that on while we're there. That's the heads-up display. Next page, we'll put the performance package on. I'm turning on quite a lot while I'm here, aren't I? I'm actually after kilograms, pounds to kilograms, and eyebrow windows, love them. Light package, I normally go with original plus pulse. There we go, original with pulse, sorry. Air stairs installed. Cut off switch style is old school. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's go to the next page. Next page. No, it's not in there, is it? Okay. Let's go to options then, maybe? Simulation options? Is it in here? No, it's not going to be in here, is it? Oh, maybe. No, not there. Performance. No, not there either. Aircraft or displays, maybe? We'll get there. We will find it. It's in the option, I'm sure, is in here somewhere. Here we go. Weight units, pounds to kilograms. Marvellous. It's always that blooming last thing you're checking it, which is always the way. So, at the moment, it's same. We've got 11,377 kilograms of fuel. I want to refuel it in real time, so really this figure needs to be 0. There is a way I can preset it, so every time I load the aircraft it does load with 0 fuel, but I haven't quite worked that one out yet. So what we will do is we will ask the aircraft to be empty. So if I go to FS Actions, Fuel, you can set full, 2/3, 1/3, but I can't seem to set empty, so all I'll be doing is clicking 0 here, enter there, that changes over. That's all good, because I want to enter the fuel amount that's set in the flight plan. Cool, that's good. So let's go and request a fuel truck, and the lavatory should have installed by now, so we'll go and have a look at that. So here's the lavatory, cleaning, which is pretty cool. Don't fancy being around that area while it's having the pipe plugged in. And our fuel truck is just pulling up over here. So it's plugging into ground. And then that section, as soon as the lift sort of extends to its top, should then plug into the underneath of the wing. Oh, do you see the flap open then, just over there? I think that's brilliant. I love that. There you go. There's a fuel line into the wing. Look at that. I don't think I've ever owned or seen an aircraft so detailed. Let's really try and turn around so we can read. Here's me tilting my head. Test gauges, open, open, open. Tank 1, tank 2, and centre tank. How awesome is that, man? Can I click these? No, they're inoperable, but it's fantastic, I think, that they're modelled in. That's just beautiful. What great detail that is. Well done, PMDG. I'm in love with the aircraft. So, fuel truck is here. Target fuel for today's flights, that's in the briefing, is 7815. So we need to go 7815. Enter that into the target, and then it illuminates green to start fueling. Click start, and we're now fueling the aircraft. So let's go to the next page of ground services. We've got the stairs here. I think I have fitted some air stairs in there, but it's in inhibit because these stairs are in the way. Just here. So it is a BBJ, so it is a little bit more executive. So what we'll do is we'll release these. It has automatically shut the door, but we can reopen the door again. That's not a problem. So those aircraft stairs are going away and parking up. I don't know whether they still say rendered in or they disappear, but nevertheless, let's go back in. That still says departing. Here we go. So air stairs extend. So if I go to click extend, come out, and just underneath the door, hatch opens up. Oh, look at that. How awesome's that? Wow. There we go. Feels a little bit more executive, doesn't it? Rather than those big stairs. So now we should go to the door, so I'm going to be lazy and do this on the other side because I'm already in the FS sections on the other FMC. So doors, stair, we can retract that if we want to from here, but we go to open. There we go, and then we can get our passengers in. So I should be able to, let me see how many passengers are in the flight plan. They're under weight, aren't they? So it says here we've got 35 passengers, but I can take 30 max. So whether that's 30 passengers and maybe 5 crew, including the pilot and FO, I don't know. So we'll just go 30. I don't think it'll add too much difference to the weight and balance. So let's put that in there. Now, I can't start boarding. Why can't I start board? Is it because they haven't turned up? This is another cool feature. Watch this. So, passenger SUVs. This is awesome. There we go. There's the VIPs turning up. This is where you sort of stand at the front and go, hello, madam. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome. Please feel free to go on board, sit down, crack the vodka open, crack the champers. So they just stay animated there. I don't think, I'm not aware of any further animations of people coming in and out, but let's just see if it enables me to start boarding now. No. No, why don't you enable me to start boarding? I know why. Because it is loaded with 30 passengers already. So if I come back here, go to payload, yeah, there we go. So if I go to 0 guests, there you go. So we've got 0 guests here. I wonder if I can do 35 actually. So if I type 35 in here, no, reduced to capacity. So I was correct. Then we can click start boarding, and that number should then go up, which is awesome. Yeah, there's nothing animated in terms of people entering the aircraft, but this is got to be the closest I've seen of not only experience, I've seen in how much options there are for ground services. I think it's just brilliant. I've lost hours of fun doing this. So cabin cleaning, I can sort of request that, even though that would be done before the passengers arrive, but just to show you, cabin cleaning is coming at the back, and they're driving around to the front. So they're arriving. Let's go into next SUV connected cargos. Cargo. So let me go and set that to 0 here. 0 and 0. So cargo, let me go to the weight section again. So cargo, we have 1,500. So they're travelling light. So we'll split that. Yeah, I can start loading that. There we go. Start. So the VIP's team or bodyguards or whoever they sort of get escorted by are bringing the bags on board. And that's page 44. So that is ground services. There's some other options here, as I sort of mentioned. Air start unit, air conditioning unit, portable water maintenance fan, which is pretty cool. I'll pull the maintenance fan just to show you another one. Here it comes, little maintenance fan. Just awesome. That's got to be worth a screenshot, ain't it? But I'll probably save from this side, eh? With the SUVs parked up, I think that's awesome. So let's grab a screenshot of that. Okay, right, that's enough fun with the ground services. Now time to start setting the aircraft up. So we need to go to menu, Fmc Position Alignments. We are in airport EDDH. There, and gate, I did note down where I've parked us. Ramp 11, I don't know if that means anything. Let's try 11. Yeah, I'll probably say that's accurate because last known position, so it's obviously this one's accurate to this one. As you can see, there's a few well, it is a little bit out to the main airport, so we'll go with last position, copy and paste that into there. There we go. And then we're aligned. Route, I've already uploaded the route into company routings, and the way we pull that up, this is all through SimBrief, by the way, but I have downloaded the version for the PMDG 700, 737-700. So we go to EDDH. And we're going to ENBR. Type that into company route. I think I activate. I think if I request it, then I'll get to have a look at them. But I do think that is. Let's try that. And execute. Let me check the legs. Yeah, that's got us some partial elements of the flight plan in there. 3 pages. And obviously on top of that we need to do our departure and arrival, which I suppose we could do now. So let me pull up Navigraph to help me with this. And I can share that screen on here. So let's go to flights, new flights from SimBrief. That's the one I want. There we go. So runway 23. So we go to, let me do it on this side so you can see. Let me try and position the camera a little bit. There we go. Hopefully you should be able to see that a little bit better. Departure and arrival. Oops. Menu. FMC. Departure and arrival. Departing Hamburg. So we are runway 23. We are doing the Echo 9B. Echo 9B. And there is no transition. So that looks good, so we'll execute that into the flight plan and that'll help us depart Hamburg. Then we need to go to departure and arrival, arrival, and we are going to come in on runway 17. So we've got an ILS, an RNAV approach, which I want to get a bit better at practicing, so we'll do that one to help me. We're going to do the BADA 2N. And there we can do, let me just see what that looks like on here. So go to the map. Let's just have a look at the pattern to have a look at the approach. So we said ILS runway 17. Oh, we've got NEPAM. NEPAM is in here, but I don't have. Oh, it's already got. Oh no, I don't have Jilva in here. I don't matter. So let's have a look at NEPAM. That looks okay. I'll see what that looks like in the FMC. So we can. I'm happy to select that. So we'll select NEPAM for the transition. Let me just double check that. I didn't see anything else. Oh, here it is. Here's the Jilva. Let's see what that looks like. I'll just deselect that. There we go. Ah, that looks better actually, doesn't it? It looks a little bit more effective. A bit of a short distance. Okay. So let me erase the last one. Or erase it all the way. Okay. BADA 2N. Jilva. Execute. Okay, that's in there. We'll check the flight plan just a moment. Let's go to get some ground charts. Let's go for the airport. Let's pop our little. There we go. That's where we are. 2-3. We got to take off on. So this one here. They're fairly simple taxi. Out this way. Well, with the tail pointing this way, nose pointing this way, and we'll just go follow it simply. I'll. There we go. That might be a bit easier. I think we said we're on 11, didn't we? So we're here somewhere. This chart doesn't support moving maps, so I can't put our position on here. So we'll carry on following Zulu 5 on to Zulu 3. And what's the runway length? Oh, it's a beast, it's fine. So we can hold short at Alpha 5, that should be okay, but useful information, we'll keep that there. Let's look at the departure. Let's get rid of that for some more screen real estate. So we do have a few restrictions on the way out, which I think this aircraft climbs like a rocket, so we'll easily achieve the height restriction. And we just need to be mindful that maximum is 210 knots. I'll keep an eye on the speed to make sure that the aircraft picks that up and recognises that. So it's a right hand turn out and up. It's a lovely departure. Very, very nice. Nice and straightforward is what I like. So let's then go and grab us a start chart. So as we come in, we do have a restriction at Octos, flight level 90. We have a hold at Lusap if we need to hold. I've practiced these holds and they are quite good, so I will set that up actually in the aircraft if we need it. If we sort of make a misjudgment or an error on the altitude, so I can hold at Lusap until I achieve the appropriate altitude, which we'll have a look at in just a moment. So we've got to be higher than 6,000, lower than 8,000, so 7,000 here. So we are quite high, and need to be at 4,000 by Jilva. So nice left turn, bit of a sharper left turn, a right and a left. That looks like a really nice approach in my view. And then this is our go round pattern, and I'm sure that'll bring up better on this chart here with a bit more detail. There we go. So we'll pin that as well, because we'll need that. Let me turn off. Maybe that's what I want to see. So, missed approach. Climb on track 170 degrees. 170 degrees. Then passing 2000, intercept and proceed on R170 FLS to D156 FLS. Ah, here you go. There it is there. It's got a little blowout here for the missed approach. So although like our overlay, excuse me, saw us down here, that's a little bit of a blow up on it. Enter holding, climbing to 3000. Expect vectoring. So that looks fine. And by Bablu, we need to be at 3000. Cool. Let's get airport charts. Airport. We are coming here on runway 17. Runway is a reasonable length, so I don't know, Alpha 5, Alpha 6, something like that will come off, and we'll go and see where all the VIPs hang out. Remote apron, that looks good, doesn't it? We don't want to be with these common folk who get off at terminals, eh? We got the heli apron there. I was like, that's not us, so we'll do for the remote apron. Remote apron S, and we'll come and grab, I don't know, 5, 6 or 7, something like that. One of them. Okay, so got parking stands pinned as well. I think we are done with that. So let's get rid of that for you guys. I'll keep it on my second monitor just as a reference to help me. So let's go into plan and let's have a quick look at the flight plan. 20 I suppose should be okay. So that's the actuals. That's better, I can see now. Menu, FMC. That's the legs route, isn't it? I want. There you go, that's what I want, sorry. Right, so I can see it here. So if I cycle and step through this, that should then step through the plan, which it does beautifully. I'm looking for any discontinuities, any breaks, any abnormalities within the flight plan. Let's just step through it. Looks good to me. So far, so good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we're starting that left turn that we saw. And it should have the missed approach in here as well, I think. Yep, there it is. There's the missed approach. Should we need to enact it? Marvellous. But today I won't. Well, I never know. Might need to, but I'm probably not going to do that today. I need to do a little bit more learning about missed approaches and go rounds and that type of stuff. So flight plan looks excellent. Right, so let us finish that. Let's go back into here. So the next section is the performance page. So because I've pasted this into the folder where it pulls from SimBrief, if I go to performance request, and that should say in a minute, give me an option to load it. There we go, there's the option. Performance init uplink ready. So let's load it in. Flight level 40. Is it? I thought it was a bit lower than that, personally. Let me have a goosey. Yeah, I've got here cruise is 37. Okay. Slight difference. Transition altitude, that's just a standard 18,000 that's already pre-plugged in. Let me just get the actual transition altitude from the charts. Oh, I didn't pin the SID. Transitional altitude is 5,000 on the charts, so 5,000. Here it is. Transition altitude, that's good. So, have I got cost index 42 on the plan? 18. Have I got a different? Have I got a different flight plan loaded into Volanta? How strange. I don't think so. I don't know. I think I'm going to trust the FMC more. But we do need to check fuel. The fuel is 7.9. Which is a little bit concerning now. So let me go to here and here. Yeah, we have got 7815. I did load a little bit extra in just in case, so I think we should be okay. I've got our reserves there, right? So, I don't know. I'll find out what's going on after. We should be okay. M1 limits. Need to do a little bit more research about this, but I understand that this is to derate the takeoff or the engine performance to sort of maximise on fuel efficiency on takeoff. I'm not too sure how to decide yet between, is it 24k, 26k, or 27k D rate? Not sure. I'm just going to leave it in its nominal. And then what climb profile do we want? Climb 1, climb 2. Again, I need to do a little bit more research on this, but I'm just going to leave that as it is. Takeoff. We're going to do flaps 5. So plug that into there. It has got one of 2 here, and I think the second page asks for weather, doesn't it? It does indeed. So let's grab some weather. Live weather. And we are at Hamburg. So it's got a QNH of 1016, so we can set that in. Well, that's what I'll set that now, don't we? It's up here. So we go to HPA. There we go, 1016. Before we close that, let's go back to what we were doing and the purpose. So the wind heading, what are we, 300 at 9 knots? 300 over 9. Runway slope, gosh, I don't know. The charts don't show that, do they? So let's just assume 0. And again, cell over outside air temperature. The cell, I think, is about performance rating, I think, but again, I need to do a little bit more research on that to sort of establish that. All this stuff I'll just sort of leave as normal, and so we cut back. So then if we go back to the previous page, and centre of gravity, I understand, because we're now fully loaded, let's just double check that we are. We've got no one else left to come on board. I'd very much doubt it. Ground services, next page. Passengers are all on. 750, 749, 750, 749. So cargo's on, so all their bags and shopping is all on. And then fuel truck. So I missed this one, didn't I, when I first came round. 7816, 7815. So I'm happy everything's on. So if I hit that button, 23.3 is our centre of gravity. So why isn't it calculating the V speeds? What have I missed? I've got to have missed something. Let's go back from the start. Got all of that. Ah, climb profile, is that it? No. Why is it not doing that? Why are you not calculating that? Is it because everything's all open and we try releasing some of the stuff, see if that ground power can stay on? Oh, okay, might be. I need to do some stuff on the overhead as well. We can release it anyway. We'll leave that on. SUVs can go away. They can go away. Let's go and watch all that stuff happening. Oh, there they're off. stairs away as well, can't I? Retract the stairs. That's awesome. I like that. Cool, and we can shut the door. That is on menu, FMC. No, it's not. It's menu, FS actions, doors, close. So, I've got to be missing something. I must be missing something. It's just asked me to execute something there. Why didn't I recognise that before? Why didn't I see that? I should have seen that. Now it gives me the... Now it gives it me. What on earth? Oh, long day. Long day. So V1, 125, we're going to rotate at that as well. And V2 is 138. Let's just confirm that we've got the call-outs for those. Because it does help me. PMDG set up aircraft. Is it displays, was it? Was it displays? No, it's equipment, wasn't it? Yeah, V1 call out on. Yeah, that's all on. (2010) airspeeds. Yeah, good with all that. Marvelous, 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 marvelous. So now we need to go into that, into that, into that. That's all set. Takeoff weight 55.8. And in the brief I've got 55.1. I don't know what's going on here. Is the flight plan slightly different as well? No, the flight plan's the same. How strange. I wonder why it's got a different cruise then. So the cruise was 40, wasn't it? If I go up to the overhead, cabin pressurization, we'll just set that to 40, and the MCP. Let's roll that all the way up to 40 for our altitude. Right, that's done. That can go back into map. Put the arcs on. So we are getting there. Let's go to the do an overhead pass through. So we can put the yaw damper on. I'm good with that. That all looks okay. That all looks okay. One fuel pump can come on for the APU start. That all looks good to me. We obviously will start the APU in just a wee tick. Lights, we can put the logo lights on, just let people know in the aircraft, and the wheel well. Sensor, let's put a little bit of brightness behind the switches. That all looks good. Emergency lights on and guarded. Let's turn seatbelts on. Even though they'll probably do what they want, as they are very important people. Window heats, they can come on. Probes will turn on after engine start. Hydraulic pumps, they can come on. And then we did have a distinguisher here for flight control, so flight controls are all on there. The pumps are on. That will... the pressure gauge here will come alive as we start flying. Let's go down the right hand side. Cabin temperature is 30 degrees, and the supply duct is what, 35, something like that. So we'll turn that on. through the air conditioning system as and when we start up the aircraft. Recirc fan, I'll leave that to auto, although I think it can come off, can't it, for before engine start, and it goes to auto after, is it? Packs will leave off, valve will be open, and bleeds will be on, and then we'll have to turn the APU bleed on as soon as you start the APU, which we can pretty much... I'll do that in just a moment. Let me just finish the overhead. Landing altitude, that's on the chart. Landing altitude for where we're going is 147. So 150, that'll do. That's good to me. So let us start the APU. I'll turn the other 3 pumps on as soon as we've started pushback. So go to that view, because I always do like doing this in an isometric view. Down and on. Needle moved, and it will rise up and then rise back down. Let's go and listen to it. Oh yeah. Beautiful. And there we go, we just saw the light flick on for APU, for the generator from the APU to turn them onto the bus. So we just flick that down. See all the lights flicker then, that's changing the power, and then we'll put the bleed on. So we are nearly ready to depart. Let me just do one more pass of the overhead. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Trim I'll do when the engines are started, which is the trim wheel here. So what we'll do that when we start the engines. Electrics. I think we're all good there though. Let's see what when we sort of fire up the engines. Okay, I really do think we're ready. I don't think there's anything else we're missing. Let me just do another quick run through. From the index. Position, confirmed. Routing, confirmed. Takeoff, speed set. Weather, inputted. That's it. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Okay, let us go ahead now and disconnect the ground power. FS actions. Is it FS actions? No. Yes, it is. Ground service. I'm still trying to get my way around this FMC. It's very different to Airbus, and especially the Airbus freeware. Release ground power, and we can then turn that off. Oh, it's already off up here anyway. Okay, I'm good with that. Sweet. That's all good to go. We'll set the park brake, turn that on, and then we can remove the chocks. So I would say we are good to go. Wow, look at that. It's got to be worth a screenshot. Okay. Let's just set the heading in for the runway. Just in case. 23, yeah. So that's 227. Just in case we need to do a heading select. Probably going about the long-winded way, aren't you? Let's just get a little bit better view of that. 227. 227. That one looks good. Let's get the flight directors on. And let's arm the auto throttle. TCAS is off. I will turn it on, but I'm not planning to do any transmitting or any ATC. So I think he's idle 2000, is it? There we go, 2000. And that can go to TA stroke RA. Right then, I reckon we are good to go. We'll do trimming that once we've pushed back. So let's pre-plan it. Push back. Pre-plan. And we said the runway's that direction, isn't it? So I suppose we could try and make the arc a little bit kinder. So I sort of like do that. That. And we'll line up there. Enter. And let's request it.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. Sir, the bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, so that's pushing us back. Let's turn tax lights on. Let's go back to the overheads. Let's put those on. Anti-collision can come on. Runway turn off lights can go on. Right, so we need to go to start right engine. Yeah, we've got that there. Turn right engine to ground. And at 25%, we introduce fuel. I'll turn the music off to try and capture the engine sounds. 23, 24, 25 lighted.
Parking brake set.
Okay.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
On good engine. What is going on over here?
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
I don't know what all that's
Only
about.
position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Right, let's go back to overhead. Switch has disengaged itself, so now we need to do left engine. So let's go to here. Switch it to ground. And again, 25%, and we'll introduce fuel. There's 20, 23, 24, 25, light it. Engine 1. Oh, that bass. Yeah, baby. Oh my word, I don't know about what it's like on stream, but I was definitely in my headphones. Right, so we've got two good engine starts. Let's go across. Yep. Looks all good there. Engines. And two good. 60. I suppose I could have pulled that on this page really, couldn't I? It's all good. So, fuel. Nothing in the centre. Left and right tanks, 7.8 total. Fingers crossed we get there. Turning the fuel pumps on. Obviously those engines were started from the 1. And we can now turn power on to the generators on. So left, right. That's then APU saying, okay, I'm now deselected because I'm available. But we don't need the APU, so we can turn that off. And the aircraft is still on. And we got rid of that electrical light there, which I'm not quite sure why that was. Probe heats can come on. And we said we'll do back to auto. APU bleed can come off. And the valve can go to auto as well. I think that all looks good. That startup from cold and dark is what I understand, what I've learnt in a week, which I don't think is too bad. Always lots of opportunity to learn. If you do feel that I've done anything not quite correct, or you guys do something differently, or haven't followed a correct process, please feel free to sort of mention in the comments. Always happy to learn. So we can get rid of that and keep that on. Okay, let's taxi to the runway and let's get ready to go, eh? Right, let's get my feet on the pedals. There we go. So I'm just gonna tap the toe brakes to disengage the pod brake. You heard that there. Let's set LNAV, VNAV. Let's apply some power. Let's turn the music down. And let's get rolling. Just the feel of the aircraft is just sublime compared to the fly-by-wire A320. It's obviously probably an insult to compare them, if I'm honest with you. Because one's a payware, one's a freeware. Oh, flaps and trim. We haven't done flaps and trim. How on earth have I not remembered flaps and trim? I don't know. Rookie, eh? Right, so let's go back into here. We said flap 5s, yeah? There's flaps 1, 2, 5. And there's the flaps. And then trim. We said 4.8. About there. I think that'll do. It was close enough. I don't know how to read it digitally. I only know how to read it on the analog on the side here, and I'm just trying to align this arrow to just under the 5. That's how I sort of understand it. Alright, let's go a bit quicker. So let's apply a little bit more power to the engine. There you go. There's something about being in this aircraft that it just makes you feel special. It really does. We're turning right here, and we said we'll go on to the first one, which is Alpha 5, I think we said. I love the camera angles in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I use my Xbox controller to operate the cameras. I have been looking into one of those track IR systems, but I'm still not yet convinced. I still need a little bit more convincing, because it's another lead to my headset. Is it really that worth it? I don't know. I've got multiplayer off. Ground speed is 6. So we can go a little bit quicker, can't we? So takeoff configuration is good. I think we should put onto the runway lineup. Have a look at the landing lights, and we'll set our way to Bergen. So it's this left we want here. Runway 23. 8. There you go, I told you. Alpha 5. Good memory, eh? Although I have got my charts on the left, I've only got the airport chart open, not the chart that I could see the turn. We should have gone back one. Alpha 5 is obviously to cross the runway. I'm okay. A little bit too acute. Right, let's hold it there. Toe brakes are on. Landing lights. Let's just have a quick look at them. Oh yeah. So the wing lights here and the ones under the belly. That's got to be a screenshot as well, hasn't it? Beautiful. Right, let's do it. So let's take the engines to 40%. Stable. Give it the beans.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots.
Checked.
V1. V2.
And we rotate up.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Autopilot on. This thing climbs like an absolute rocket. I mean, what's that? We've got to be up at what, 15, 20 degree then? Obviously it's settling back off down a little bit more now. Let's set the stopwatch. Run. Those lights can come off now. Don't need those. Should we do a right turn? There's our right turn. Past 5,000. Go to standard pressure. Couple notch of flaps. Don't know why that happened. I don't think I pressed autopilot disengage, but I've re-engaged it. Yeah, I've noticed some funky stuff going on with the graphics of the flight line. It was a lovely radius and now it's sort of like just a sharp 90. Don't know why. No idea. Don't know if it's a glitch or something, but the expectation is then I start coming onto the line. See, we just got another glitch here where it's broken. Not a clue. Zoom out, goes away. Zoom in, broken. That's all good though. That is the first time I've seen that. Let's go flaps up again. Aircraft climbing nicely. We've now passed, well, 12,000 feet, so these lights can come off. Didn't pick it up in quick enough because it's just got to this altitude so quickly. Honestly, it climbs like a rocket, this thing does. And landing gear can go to off. I did forget to set these to continuous. That's bad, mate. Research fan can go to auto. Should have done that at after engine start. Bad, mate. Everything else looks okay on there, I think. Yep. Very good. So I am still learning. We are still learning. And I suppose that's the beauty about the hobby. You learn all the time. So we're coming up still on our departure. We've done our right turn. And then we'll be shortly approaching our left turn, which will take us out of our departure. Man, that's loud in my headphones. Let's put some tunes on. Still at flap 1, so flaps can come off now. Look at the sunlight just hitting that wing and bouncing off. It's absolutely stunning. Frame rate, I'm getting a really good frame rate in my view. A single PC for the flight sim and obviously for streaming. I got nothing special. My specs are in my homepage, and I'm still at what, 42, 43 FPS. That's what it is like when I get into the cockpit. Slightly higher, about 40. Bouncing between 40, 44. I'm quite satisfied with that. Bear in mind I game in 1440p as well. Awesome. Right, the hood. I do use it. I love it. But in daytime flying, when it's just so bright, I do struggle to read the content unless you're like really close up to it, which doesn't really make any sense. But it's just too bright, the setting is at the moment. For I mean like the environment, the outside environment. You can obviously turn the brightness up and down on here. or you can set it to auto, and again it's still too bright, so not really needed for this flight maybe. Turn the aircraft sounds down just a wee bit. So we're passing 25,000 feet. So I reckon we can let the rebels up. I mean VIPs. Oops, slip of the tongue. Seatbelt signs can come off. Everything else looks pretty good. So we're still in our climb, so therefore we're on climb page. Progress 479 miles to go. We'll be there at 0802 Zulu. So just over an hour. About hour and 10. Hour 15, something like that. It's a point I haven't had the trim wheels flipping around. The aircraft must not need to auto trim. Top of climb, we'll be there at 0658 Zulu, so another 8 minutes and we should be at our top of climb. I'll try and extend the range a little bit. That should be visualised with a little TC. Yeah, there it is, top of climb. Actually just a little bit before this green banana represents when we should be at set altitude. Right, let me just go into some of the aircraft settings. And just do a quick pass of this again, just to make sure the aircraft's set up the way I want it. Oh, thank God for that turn. Takes the sun off of it. Default transition level, that's where I can change that, but I'll just leave that in there for now. Total fuel cap, okay. That's cool. Wi-Fi antenna not installed. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, I did hear a bit of tracking then in my headphones. I don't know if that's speed tracking or trim. True. Oh no, they are trimming. It's just marginal. Yeah, I see him moving. Everything looks good on the overhead. Oh, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll show you something that is absolutely epic. The jump seat, and he's just back here. So if I click this, jump seat comes out and pops up. How cool is that, man? That is awesome. That's so cool. Brilliant. And then just to pop it away is click it again. Well, the animation's not moving, but I heard the sound. Let's see what happened then. There we go. File that away. Awesome. Oh, I'll tell you what we also didn't do as bad pilots on takeoff. I didn't put the rejected takeoff mark here on the auto brakes. Or I didn't reset the fuel flow. Oh my word. I don't think I'll get a job at an airline. The background lighting. Turn the lights up just a wee bit. So we're just coming over Denmark now. Here we are. Right then, so we are approaching our top of descent, which means we need to do a little bit of preparation. Let's go to Navigaph and let's have a look at the altitude I need to set for the approach. So at Babalu we need to be at 3,000, so we'll plug that into, we'll set that in the MCP now. So let's scroll all the way down. Whoops, daisy. Not that altitude. Right, 3,000 set. So, my understanding of this aircraft so far, as soon as, because I'm in VNAV, as soon as our aircraft passes this point, it should automatically then start the descent. So this indicator then should go down, and it should follow the restrictions in the flight plan. I've got a little bit of detail there, haven't I? Because it's displaying the times. Let's try and declutter that a little bit. Where's data? I can't read that. Data there. So if I click that, that should get rid of those. So that should declutter because there are quite a few waypoints on the way down. And we also need to set in here the approach. So we'll do a flaps 30 approach. But I think I need to set the winds, don't I? And I'm sure, I don't want to descend now. I'm sure there is a way to get the winds, because I did put that in the flight plan. Is it in here? No, that's what we've just been in. That's for the flap speed. There's only one page. Where did I set that now? No, FMC. No, not route offset. Oh, I should know this, but this has slipped my mind. There is a what I'm trying to do is set the windage. That's cruise. Is it RTA? No. Oh, that's page 2 of 2. Ah, oh, no, that's not it. No. See, cruise winds, that's what I'm trying to get. Even though we're coming to the end of the cruise, really. It's not hold. Ah, forecast. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah. Got it. So, forecast. Descent winds. So, request those. So, it's sent the request, so it should come up with a load prompt in a moment. There we go. So, let's load those in. Yeah, baby. Let's execute that. Right. Transition level for the descent is an 18,000, so let's go and find that out from the graphs. Let's put it on here so you can have a goosey gander with me. And that will be, oops, sorry, that will be on the star. I don't think I've got the star pinned, do I? We haven't. Transition altitude by ATC. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't know what the transition altitude is then. Because we're not doing ATC, so let's have a quick gander on here. No. No idea. So we'll have to just get the weather a little bit closer so it picks the airport up. And I suppose we can just do the transition at 18,000. We can set minimums. So we've got good visibility today as we're doing day flight. So I'm going to do a category 1 landing for good visibility. So minimums is 370, so we can set that here. Let's go here, go into minimums, and what did we say? 370. 370 plus, is it 40? 40 foot for the engine, time for the engine to spool up to get to the power for Mr. Approach. So it's at 410. Let's set minimums at 410, so that's set. There we go, we have started the descent, by the way. It started coming down. Very nice, very nice. Let's go back to here. So now we've got the windage in. We'll go back to FMC. No, what we're doing, index, approach. Flaps 30 is a vertical speed of 127, so we'll put that into the scratch pad by selecting that, then popping that into there. So we'll let the glide slope catch us. And then we will do, oh man, look at that. Oh, beautiful. That's got to be posted on Volante, yeah. With a right turn as well. Just gorgeous. Check that out, man. What a beautiful view. Can't resist an opportunity to grab those screenshots. That's just tremendous. Beautiful scenery. Absolutely immaculate. I'm just looking for the temperature. Total outside. Is that total air temperature? Minus 27 degrees, is that? No, could have that wrong. Because we're on an engine page. That doesn't seem correct. I just want to establish the outside air temperature. Just see if anti-ice, or just keep an eye on it for anti-ice. I'm not too sure where to find it in this aircraft. Weather. Yeah, let's just check the what I've just inputted for the winds. Where did I do that? That was in the descent, wasn't it? Here we go. Forecast. No, that's just direction and speed. QNH, go to the QNH. Let's see if we can, because we are near the airport, let's see if we can get a QNH for ENBR. ETA. ENBR. There it is. There's the weather. Zero 1006. So if I go /1006. Let's execute that. This is a different cabin, right? And then let's go back to descent. And then we'll set the pressure here as well. So I'll just quickly flick off standard. 6. Set it back to standard. We'll flick it back once we hit 18,000. Awesome. Zoom in a bit on our map. On the BFD. Oh, look at that. I've messed my camera angles up. There we go. And then if I press insert, that's better. And go back to cockpit. Alright, past 18,000, come off standard pressure. And go on local pressure. We will put the heading in for the runway, which is runway 17170. Oops, there we go, 170. So it's just nice that the banana states that we should be at altitude, probably a little bit ahead of where we need to be, because we said Bablu, didn't we? Bablu is here. But it says we should just come just as we approach in that left turn, which is fine with me. Just hold the altitude for a little bit. And we'll approach him. The time to the destination. Let's go to progress. And we should be there by 0804. So another 15 minutes or so. We should be hitting the deck. And we said when we're going to land, we're going to park in the posh spot, didn't we? Down here at remote apron S. So we need to be getting off at either Alpha 5 or Alpha 6 and turning right and carrying on down all the way to the end. Coming to our decelerant point, where we'll start slowing the aircraft down. It's gone down quite quick though, doesn't it? Now, quite worryingly, I'm going to approach it, try and do a manual landing. At the moment we've got a 28 knot wind towards the west, but as we come round that'll be towards the east. So that's going to be fun. I'll give it my best shot. Aircraft's descending nicely though. We are about to come through some cloud. I'm not too sure where to read the outside air temperature on here, where to find that. So I'll do a little bit of research on that off stream. Should have put the seatbelt sights on. Tell the drunken VIPs by now to take a seat, but I will put on some engine anti-ice just to be overcautious probably as we go through these clouds. So we've levelled off. Let me just at the star approach just to see about the height restriction. So we should be at the next point BR 624. We should be at about 7,000. You're 624. Oh, so you got there no higher than 8,000, no lower than 6,000. Then we started to come down again, which is very nice. So that I'm just judging it by the radar because I've got it set to 40 miles an hour. Yeah, 40. So that's 20, 10. So what's that? 5 roughly. So I've still got 5 miles to descend, another 1,700. So I'm quite confident that will do at a rate of 1,400 a minute. The maths, that should just be just under 2 minutes, then, so that should be good. Coming through the cloud now. Zoom in a bit more. We'll get to 10. We'll do the FO at 20. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a shame for that cloud. That was a lovely little screenshot then, just with the snowy mountains over the top of the wing there. Engine spooling up. Reached that decel point, didn't we? So I'm going to do flaps 1. I'm going to do auto brakes 2, 3, and I'm going to put engine starters into continuous, and we should be slowing down now through this left hand turn. Let's give it another notch of flaps. So we're at 180 knots, so we are still a little quick. We should be at maximum 220 where we are on the approach. I'm okay at that. Excuse me. So I'll just bring the page up to show you where you are. We're on that left hand turn now. A lovely gradual left hand turn. Then we'll do a little bit of a sharp turn. That's why I do want to be approaching that sharp turn a little bit slower. Probably say 170 is not too bad, 150, something along those lines. I hear the trim wheel going crackers. Perhaps that TAT is total temperature. Perhaps, so I'm not sure. I will check it. I love that turn profile. I did say we had good visibility for category 1, but I can't be so sure now. Probably should have done a weather report, shouldn't we, really? On Sky Vector or something. Let's do another notch of flaps. Just descend, sorry, reduce our speed slightly for this turn. Oh, and we are below 10,000, so those can come on. Those can come on as well. Let's turn this down a little bit. Oh, beautiful. Wow, can you see the I don't know if that's going up on stream or on the video, the reflections of this window behind me, which is what I think it is, of the terrain. Is that what that is? And then I've got some strange reflection in the heads-up display here. Wow, I can't see an absolute thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, we just got to get through the clouds, and then there's decent visibility, which we just are now, as if by magic. Wish I was in the cockpit for that transition then. That was awesome, coming through those clouds then. Another decel point here. Leave the anti-ice on for a bit. So we are 20 miles out. As soon as we turn this right-hand turn into the decel point, I'll lower the gear and we'll get 4 flaps on the go. Wow, beautiful scenery. This is an awesome approach, isn't it? So I think I was a bit fast around that corner. Aircraft's doing a lot of trimming. And we overshot it a little bit, so I'm going to come down another notch of flaps. In fact, it tells me there. Another notch. What is that? Why are you shouting at me? Oh, it's got a light there. FMC, what? Drag required. Right. Okay, understood. Spoilers are out. Let's go full flaps. That is ear piercing. Let me lower that tone. It will stop, I assume, once we get down to a decent speed, I think. Right, one more notch of flaps to 30. So that's set. Oh my word, that's ear piercing. Is that just telling me about... Okay, let's do gear down. And let's do approach mode. Oh! What was all that about? That was a horrible alarm. I don't understand why that was shouting at me. Oh, I saw an FMC message here, so I looked down and it just said it needs speed brakes, so let's put those back up. Let's arm them for the landing. God, that was proper screaming at me. So I am struggling to see the runway, so perhaps we might need to use the ILS a bit to help us. Until I can see. No, quit. Until I can see something. So I shouldn't have done a category 1, should I? It should have been a category 2. Ah, I see the runway. I see it. There it is. LNAV VNAV disconnected, so I've put that back on to line us up. Gears down. One last look at the overhead. Overhead looks good. Yeah. Happy. Right. I see the runway. Anti-ice can come off, yeah. Anti-ice off. Well then, let's get our feet on the pedals. And see if I can actually do this. We said we're doing, what was it, 127 knots we should be at, and we're at, what, 130? Right then, shall we take over? Let's do it. Disengage autopilot. My aircraft. Left hand on the side stick, right hand is on my throttles. We're still descending nicely. I can. Is there? I hope not. I can see the pappies, and I can see 2 white, 2 red. Red over white, I'm alright, but now that's just changed. Oh, I don't want to cut the tops of the trees, so I'm too low. 4 red, that's not good. I need to be a bit higher. I've got 1 red pappy. Wind ain't too bad actually, it's calmed down, hasn't it, the wind? Which we were worried about. So I'm still a bit low for the pappy. Which are the lights on the side of the runway. Oh my god, I am going to cut the trees. Okay, should be okay. Continue. Okay, good on height, but positioning not good. Bit of left rudder.
100. 50. 30. 20.
Throttles off.
10.
Flare up. Reverses out. Woo! Oh my god. Toe brakes. Full. Reverses off. Wow. I enjoyed that. That was interesting. That was challenging. Welcome to Bergen. Start the APU. We came off at Alpha 7 and we said we wanted to come off at Alpha 6, so I completely misjudged the stopping distance there, didn't I? But we stopped. I had to sort of take over, so auto brake 3 wasn't enough. I had to put 4 toe brakes on. Flaps are retracted. Speed brakes are retracted. Then we're taxiing very nicely. Landing lights can come off. And we said we're going to the posh area, didn't we? To the VIP area. Remote apron. Which I think is this turn here, isn't it? Yeah, and then all the way down. Oh, that was a challenging landing. I enjoyed that. A bit quicker than 3. Plenty of fuel left over. Probably a bit too much. Might have contributed towards why it took us so long to stop. Our landing weight was perhaps a little bit heavy. APU's available, so I'm going to flick over to the APU. And then we need to put the bleed on, don't we? There we go, bleed's on. Right then, where are we parking up? Should we park up over there? What's that? Oh, air station. We'll just park it there, right? Which is this turn out. Let's leave it there, right? That will do very nicely. So let's put parking brakes on. Parking brakes set. APU's on so we can kill the engines. Engine 1, engine 2. Very good. Right, let's get the... no, not the setup. FS actions. It's going to take a while to get used to that, isn't it? Ground services. GPU carts. Oh, let's set the chocks. Then I can take my parking brake off. Parking brake off. Request a cart, please. Connecting. I should say connected soon. There we go. Release. That means it's connected. Let's go up to here. Let's turn on ground power. Ground power on. That means APU can come off. Backs off. Bleed off. Those can come off. Let us get the lavatory cleaning service on here, because I imagine those VIPs have all been sick from all the alcohol they've just consumed on the plane, or they've had a case of the trots through some a little bit dodgy airline food. Here we had we had loads of fuel left over. Maintenance fan. Let's call that up and let's extend the air stairs. I like this animation, so let's get the camera ready. Extend. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. We must get their SUVs. Oh, removed. What? I'm gonna get the SUVs. Oh, here they are. SUVs. Just one moment, sir. Your beautiful SUV is pulling up just as we speak. Not sure they can fit sort of 10 people in each, but oh well. Some might have to have a bit of a jog. Okay, so having your SV user here. Let's get the door open so you can exit the aircraft. Menu, FS sections, doors, left door. There we go. Cabin cleaning is absolutely required because they have trashed the cabin with their VIP shenanigans. And we want to target 0. And we can start to deplane. Let's go to their luggage and 0 and 0. Start. That's all unloading. While I'm here, I might as well just pull the rest of these units up and I'll sort of to give you a bit of a show. Put everything up if you want. So air start units, air conditioning, water, fuel truck. Let's get all the ground services. And let's get some stairs to the back of the aircraft as well. Because there's a person that can't quite make it down to the front. What's that one there? Forward galley and rear galley. Don't know what that is, but we'll have a look. Let's go outside. I think this tow truck leaves this behind, doesn't it? Yeah. The air conditioning there is started up. So because that's started up, I believe we can now go on to put the packs back on. If they're a bit warm. No, I can't hear any change. No, I can't hear any change. Air stairs are out. Service doors open at the back. Probes can come off. Window heats can come off. Hydraulic pumps can come off. And fuel pumps can come off. Anti-collision light can come off. I can go to off. Wheel well can come off. Don't really matter now, does it? Tax light off. And turn off lights can come off as well. Your damper. Turn the IRs off. Oh, everyone's here. There's our service truck. What a cool shot, isn't it? So we've got here, we've got power, air. This one with the black pipe is lavatory, I think. Yep, lavatory. And there's portable water. Brilliant. And there's our catering service. Taking out the immense bottles of empty bottles of champagne. Aircraft's having a drink as well with fuel. And cleaning service. Awesome. Let's just check the aircraft over again to make sure we're sort of pairing off okay. Keep on the ground power. That's all okay. That's all okay. That can come to off. I should have done that a little bit earlier. Whoops. Oh, they're still all strapped into the seat, aren't they? I doubt it. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. Let's turn those off. Alright, there we have it. I shall end the stream there. For those who's tuned in to the stream, thanks ever so much, and for those who have clicked on this as a video, I really appreciate that. Thanks ever so much for the support. I do upload to YouTube, but I do stream over on Twitch. I'll leave the link to my stream in the description. So if you do click on the video, I really do appreciate that. It'd be brilliant if you could just drop us a subscribe. Really help me. I've only just really started out, really. So obviously any sort of helping growth will be muchly appreciated. And of course, feel free to drop me a follow over on Twitch. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Really enjoyed that flight, especially the approach. I thought it was fantastic. Really quite challenging. I really enjoyed how the visibility just came in just at the last minute. Cool. So thanks ever so much, and I shall plan to be live again tomorrow night. I don't know where we're going yet. I'm going to have a bit of a plan on that during tomorrow, but I will obviously put all the links in the appropriate descriptions. Thanks ever again, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.